and welcome back to another on the F1 Journal, and as usual for the halfway point of the year, I've decided we're going to do a tier list of each driver so far, starting off with the rookie Arvid Lindblad. And yeah, for me, he's had a very, very solid start. Obviously had that great race in Australia, went off the ball for a few races, but since then been consistent points. I mean, good car, but yeah, it's still a great first season for him in F1. Moving on into Colapinto, and yeah, you'd have to say it's been a pretty solid year for him too. Obviously it didn't start off so well, had a few missed points, but since then picked up decent points. The Alpine's kind of fallen off a bit recently, which has probably hurt him, but yeah, still an improvement on last year. For Liam Lawson, I'm going for the A category. Yeah, I mean, it's been super impressive from him, hasn't it? He's outperformed his teammate and really bounced back. I think obviously the car has, but yeah, he's done a very solid job. Borstetter have gone in the B tier. I think he's done a solid job in a car that's probably not quite as competitive with the others, but it's, yeah, comfortably outperforming a very experienced and competent teammate, Nico Hulkenberg, so solid. Bierman as well in B. I mean, it looked like he'd be in the A tier really for a lot of the season, but I think just with the Haas fall off, he hasn't really been able to show his talents as much recently, which is a shame for him, but you know, still a pretty solid season. Kind of similar for Isaac Hadjar. I mean, he's broken that Red Bull second seat curse, hasn't he? He's done an incredible job there. Obviously still being outperformed by his teammate, and so yeah, can't really go any higher, but I mean, still a very solid job from him. Hulkenberg, it may be a bit harsh. I've gone in the C tier. He's been very unlucky, but at the same time, he has only got 2 points, and that only came in the last race. So yeah, can't really put him much higher. But I think a lot of that is down to bad luck, and hopefully he gets that break in the second half of the season. It's kind of a similar story for Albon. A very disappointing season in terms of competitiveness in the car, but it does seem like he's always going to be outperformed by his teammate Sainz at the moment, which yeah, is a bit of a shame for him, and yeah, he needs to work on getting kind of more level with him. For Antonelli, I've gone the S. I mean, no one could have seen this for the beginning of the season. I'm only putting one driver in there, and it has to be him, doesn't it? What an unbelievable job he's done, and yeah, it just shows no signs of stopping. Full credit to him. He's just done an unbelievable job, and yeah, like I said, I don't think many people saw it coming. For Lance Stroll, though, I've gone in D. It kind of feels tough for Stroll here, because obviously he hasn't really had a chance to show what he can do, but at the same time, he has been mostly outperformed by his teammate, and yeah, when you've got very limited chance in a car that's been uncompetitive, that you can't really do much else. Ocon as well, I've gone for D. It feels like kind of the end of Ocon's F1 career is coming, which is a real shame, because I like Esteban, but he is being comfortably outperformed by his teammate, and yeah, does seem to be struggling, kind of like last year at Team Haas. Moving on into Pierre Gasly, I've gone for B. I mean, yeah, he's had a relatively solid year, mostly outperformed his teammate. The Alpine now has dropped in competitiveness, kind of like Haas, which is a bit disappointing for them, but I still think they've had a solid first start to the year. Moving on into Sainz, I've gone for B. I mean, yeah, he's outperformed Albon a bit, but at the same time, I think frustration now is really starting to show in with the lack of the competitiveness of his car. You know, a driver of his quality definitely deserves a better seat. For Russell, I've gone for B. I mean, yeah, it's been bitterly disappointing, hasn't it? I mean, lots of accidents haven't been his fault, but for the most part, he's just been miles off the pace of Kimi Antonelli, which has been disappointing for him. Perez in C. I mean, yeah, he's outperformed Bottas for the most part, but it's kind of like the Aston Martin drivers. I can't really put them any higher because, yeah, they just haven't really shown enough, has they? For Leclerc, I've gone for A. I mean, he's had a few tough moments, don't get me wrong, but recently he's come back really strong. Still a bit off the pace of Hamilton, I would say, in general, but I mean, yeah, very solid season, and he'll be looking to kind of be more consistent in that second part. For Piastri, I've gone for B. It feels like most of the season he's been outperformed by his teammate Lando Norris. A few good results in there, but I think he'll be wanting a bit more pace in the second half of the season to really compete. I don't know if it's still a hangover from the end of last year, but yeah, a bit disappointing. Valtteri Bottas, I've gone for D. He does seem to be getting a bit closer to Perez now, to be fair, but for a lot of the first chunk of the season, he was way off, which is disappointing, but yeah, hopefully he can pick up in the second part of the season. Fernando Alonso, I've gone for B. Yeah, I think he probably deserves a B over a C just because of the way he's been outperforming that car, picking up a point in Monaco. I mean, it's just classic Fernando Alonso, isn't it? Getting into Q2 in Hungary, great job. And so yeah, Lando Norris A. I think Lando Norris has been driving exceptionally this season, possibly just as good as his World Championship year, or if not even better, but it just hasn't really had the car, been dominating his teammates. So yeah, great first half of the season for him. Max Verstappen as well, I'm going to go for A. He has maybe had a few uncharacteristic errors and mistakes, but I mean, we've seen some brilliant drives from Max this year that really have driven him forward. So yeah, very very solid job from him, and I think obviously he's not particularly happy with these cars, but I think when he'll be fighting for championships. And Lewis Hamilton, for me, this has been the feel good story of the year for me. Just the way he's rebounded back from that last year. Obviously he had a few penalties recently, which is a bit frustrating, but yeah, it's so great to see him back and top level. And that's my rankings. I think that's pretty fair. Lawson punching it with the big boys is probably the top story, but let me know what you think.
That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.